Tyrant Podcast episode 9. So, to start, let me just say that I am fucking tired. I'm exhausted, both mentally, physically, but I'm very happy. I have been going to the gym every single day for, I don't even know when I started without taking breaks, but I think I'm at the 2-week mark. It was the last time I played video games. So yeah, definitely over 2 weeks. I have worked every single day. There's not been a day since I started this podcast that I didn't work at all. In some retrospect, literally been doing this podcast every day. The only day I don't work my 9 to 5 is Sunday. And I literally was in here working consistently and helping elsewhere with some remodeling and stuff. But other than that, let me just start off by saying that life is good. Life is good. So, bear with me here. I'm a little scatterbrained as usual, but let's get back into it. So, I left off last episode going over the mastering the mindset of success. Now, there is I have this love-hate relationship with myself, because as soon as I start scratching the surface on an idea, I just start exploding with ideas. So I am going to put all these points into a, let's just say, ebook kind of thing. I will make it available for free for you guys if you want to check it out. Once I finish it, obviously I will make the announcement here. Just because writing all these down and getting them kind of elaborated is just really, it's going to help me out too, just getting these all organized in a nice little book format. So I might as well share it with you guys too, since I'm already talking about it and sharing it with you bits and pieces. But it's going to be a lot more, as I mentioned, elaborated version, so it's going to go into depth on a lot of these points, but I just want to touch on these points because they're very important, and I kind of picked the most important parts that most helped me out. So I left off last episode, honestly I can't remember. It's been a long fucking day, and it's also later than I usually start this podcast too. It's about 6 p.m. I usually will record anywhere from 12 to like 3 p.m. just depending on how my schedule is with work and appointments. But anyway, goal setting and visualization. Now, visualization kind of touches on what we talked about previously with manifesting, but goal setting and it's like setting goals and visualizing them is immensely important. I have you can't see it, but I have a bunch of pictures that I just printed off on my printer here of just things that I want to see, want to get, want to have. I have, a picture of Nehemiah Delgado. He's a vegan bodybuilder. He's absolutely shredded. He's obviously one of my role models. I have a silhouette of a father figure and a son walking the beach. I have a picture of a Ferrari 812 Superfast, Tesla Roadster, and then just some other cool shit. So basically that is to just basically always be in mind, essentially. I touched on last time about manifesting. A lot of people think that if you have a picture of something and you just dream about it every single day, pray about it, it'll just magically appear. That is, at least in my opinion, I guess, bullshit. Because there is for every action there's an equal opposite reaction. You have to put in work to get something out of it. You can't just, make stuff appear out of nowhere. Yes, your thoughts have energy. Yes, they ripple out into the universe, but you also need to put in work to get stuff. So, I have everything here to remind me what I'm working towards, every time I sit in this desk to record a podcast, write a fucking ebook, create a song, base everything I do, every time I sit in this desk, every time I enter the room, really, I see everything that I want. And that just, boom, instantly is like, okay, let's go to work. So a vision board, or just something to visualize, is immensely important. And then using positive affirmations is very important. Again, there's a lot of hocus pocus around this. Hopefully that fan isn't too loud, it just started making a weird noise, but using positive affirmations is very important too. Again, no hocus pocus bullshit. It's not going to magically make stuff appear, but keeping a positive mindset, I touched on this previously, is very important. And positive affirmations not only keep you positive, obviously, but it is just a very magnetic thing to for other people to hear, obviously. But it's there. I could get into this deeper, but it's good for your subconscious mind, because that trains your subconscious to steer your conscious mind in the direction that will bring you to your goals. So, in a nutshell, write your goals down, break your goals down, visualize your success, and create a vision board. Use positive affirmations, but most importantly, take action, because you are not going to get something. You're not going to get something if you don't give something. Simple enough, right? You would think. Next point is developing a growth mindset. Now, this is something I hold near and dear to my heart. It is a love-hate relationship for me, because there are so many opportunities to be learning in the world. And with me, I see some like a learning opportunity to me is like seeing something shiny. I just fucking dart towards it. I may be tinkering with something, learning something, and then I'll just fucking drop it and go. That is something I'm working on personally, but regardless, it is very important for me to have a growth mindset. Every opportunity to learn, I'm willing. If it's something important to me, obviously. And it took some training to get here. Training of my mind, because video games were, as I mentioned many times, a real big problem with my life. There's so many games out there, so many distractions, and they suck you in. And then there's, the real competitive aspect to them, and they are a trap for people like me. So, yeah, constantly seek knowledge. Again, learning opportunities. And then just being unafraid to ask questions. Again, like, this goes into seeing opportunities to learn. Do not be afraid to ask questions, especially if the person you're asking is smart, or at least knows something about what you're trying to learn. Because if they are a professional in a field and they are at least willing to share knowledge with you, definitely take the opportunity to just ask a couple questions. Obviously, don't take up their whole day just picking their brain. I'm sure they won't let you do that. But a few questions here and there, that's very important. I mentioned in a previous episode me asking questions to a gentleman I had an appointment with at my 9 to 5. He didn't want any product windows in this instance, so I wasn't leaving without some sort of value. So he was a contractor for 25 years. I asked him, what business tips he had, because he was old. Like, he was like 90 years old, 89 years old. He was an old man. But he lived a long ass life. He was in business. He owned his own business like almost twice as long as I've been alive on the planet. So I asked him what he would, what kind of information, what kind of tips he would give to a gentleman like me, someone who's hungry for knowledge and wanting to start his own business or just kind of scale his business. And he gave me that information. So he took up a lot of time. He was a lonely old man. I was there for almost an hour, and he was just spewing his life story, which was totally fine. I had nothing better to do. I wasn't making any money that day at that appointment, so I got value. I got the value I needed. Made his day because he was a lonely old man. So it was a win-win. But anyway, I was not afraid to ask questions. And then also, this is something that I still am working on too, is just being kind to yourself. So there are 3 yous, okay? There's the past you, there's the present you, and there's the future you. I struggle with being kind to the past me because I wasted a lot of time playing video games, sitting inside doing nothing, being a lazy piece of shit, and just, jerking off to Pornhub for no reason day after day until I just realized that I was wasting my life. So, granted, I wouldn't be where I am now had it not been for past Ty. So I can't be too hard on him. Present Ty, I would argue I could be nicer because I'm fucking exhausted. I have not taken any days off on the gym. No rest days from the gym in about 2 weeks. I am feeling pain I've never felt before, which is good because I'm grown. And then just working consistently, and yeah, so I'm still showing myself love. I'm doing this for future Ty, so I feel like I'm showing future Ty the most love right now. But yeah, be kind to yourself. And then the last point of, developing your growth mindset is just surrounding yourself with growth-minded individuals. I've touched on this point many times, but your network is super important. If you are surrounded by people who, let's say, drink coffee, for example. If you hang out with 5 people who drink coffee and you don't drink coffee, you will eventually start drinking coffee. That's just how it works. So if you're surrounded by people who are ambitious and driven to make $1 million in a year, and you're hanging out with 5 of them, you're going to be the 6th person making $1 million in a year. So it's age old. This isn't something that, I'm just coming, spewing out of my brain. This is something that everyone I follow, all the successful people in the space that I follow, they preach this. So surround yourself with growth-minded individuals. Simple enough. Then the last point I'm going to touch on is building confidence and overcoming imposter syndrome. Now, this is something that I'm sure a lot of people struggle with. I myself I'm definitely no stranger to this, of overcoming imposter syndrome. I have a lot of confidence, but overcoming imposter syndrome is something that obviously will still linger in my mind because I'm out here giving advice to people about how to make money, and I myself am not a millionaire. Kind of weird, right? But I don't care because I am rich in everything but money. I have a lot of time, I'm young, I have a lot of strength, I have a lot of ambition, I have not a lot of relationships, but the relationships the relationships I do have are very good. Quality versus quantity in that matter. But so it is something I'm overcoming. It is not too hard because, like I said, I have a lot of confidence, but someone who, struggles with self-confidence and, that kind of thing, it's hard to, especially with stuff that requires, a decent following. Like, say you want to start a streaming channel, like streaming video games. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, streaming video games on the internet. And then someone who, is like, yeah, I want to start streaming. They start streaming, and they don't build any network for, they try it out for a week, and they have maybe, 1 follower that they, accrued. And so that can be very demotivating, and it's hard for people who only have, 1 to 10 people following them to have them be confident enough to tell people, like, hey, yeah, I'm a streamer. Like, yeah, I only have 10 people following me, or one person following me, or maybe they don't have anyone who's following them. And that doesn't matter, because if you're streaming, you are a streamer. If you are an influencer, if you are influencing people, you're an influencer. If you're, producing music, maybe get one view in like 20 years, you're a music producer. You make music. It doesn't matter how big of a success you are. Because that is there's a lot more that plays into that kind of stuff, marketing and all this shit. But imposter syndrome is mainly in your head. You, like, the people who say fake it till you make it is somewhat true. That's kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's something you tell yourself to keep you going, I guess. But as soon as you make the decision to do something, you are who you are. Does that make sense? Probably a weird way to have said that, but I don't give a fuck. So, and then lastly, you want to recognize and acknowledge your achievements and keep a record of your successes. That's exactly what I'm doing here. I don't have many things that are, wrapping up right now to document in terms of, business ordeals. A lot of shit's still in the works. But I'm developing myself as a person. These past few episodes, I guess. But there will be definitely some shit coming soon. So, yeah, I'll be keeping my... I guess the stuff that because I am seeing a lot of progress with stuff that I'm getting fucking really off track here. But doing these streams, I've mentioned before, but it is really helping me track my success in terms of speaking ability, storytelling, and side tangents and that kind of thing. Still got some work to do, obviously, but I'm here for the long run. I don't care if I'm not perfect yet. Doubt I'll be perfect for quite a while. Doubt I'll never be perfect, actually. But anyway, I will cut this stream and recording. Oh yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm actually streaming this live on Twitch. Just got that shit all set up, so I do plan on doing Twitch streams. Then I know there's a way to stream to Facebook and probably Discord, and if I'm really feeling up to it, Telegram simultaneously. Maybe even YouTube too. I think you need a certain amount of following to do that, but I'm gonna try and stream this shit in as many outlets as I can simultaneously, because fuck it. And then yeah, so yeah, if you're seeing this on YouTube, it's on Twitch if you want to see this live for some reason, if you like doing that. And yeah, no one's watching this live. I'm not surprised one bit. But yeah, can't wait till the day comes that I can answer live questions or have a guest on to answer questions or ask questions. But yeah, I'm enjoying doing this. I kind of didn't want to record today. I almost felt like I didn't want to just because of how tired I am, but I still wanted to do it. I want to do it tomorrow, but I also want to take a fucking nap. So yeah, I will end it at that. If there are any questions that you want to ask them in the comment section below, fucking obviously. And then if you want to reach out to me outside of YouTube or something, all my links are down below as well. So hit me up. See you guys tomorrow.